Okay, something else you can do is I know a lot of you have been thinking about creating maps or including maps. There's a couple of options that you can do with regards to that. You can either draw out a map yourself if you're feeling quite creative. To be honest, I think that'll probably give you extra credit with the examiner that you've created something physically, uploaded it to create to put inside your map. So that's one option. Another option that you can do is you can use secondary resources, just not throughout the entirety of your products. The one thing you could do is you could, let's go into the folder, and I have uploaded a really simple picture of a map. Just bear with me because this is like a really naff map, but obviously you need to think about what kind of options you want for where your festivals can take place, etc. You might draw out the inside of a building, you might draw out just the outline of some kind of rough park, whatever it is. I've just decided to upload a very simple map. So I'm going to go back into my product for my leaflet. So I can open it up through here because I've been saving it as we went along. And there's my product ready and waiting to go. What I'm going to do is just shut that for a moment. I want to upload Paint. Paint is the most ridiculously simple program on the school PCs, but it's something that is might be quite useful for you when it comes to this part of the tasks that you need to create. So what you could do is you can open, let's try and find your map. There we go. And there we have it. So your map's now into Paint. But what you might have done as part of your planning and as part of your ideas log is that you might have decided that you was going to have a station for this and a station for that. So just for argument's sake, I'm going to pretend that I've got two things here, and I might include a little star here. And if I scroll down, there's a symbol for that and a symbol for that. We'll do an arrow here. Obviously, you can start filling them in. So you might decide that you want the hearts to be red. You might want that heart to be red. You might want the star to be yellow. The colours might be specific to something you've got in mind. Whatever the case may be, have a little tinker with playing around on Paint. You could also do this on Photoshop. I'll do a separate video for that. But before you know it, you've kind of got this map that kind of means something to your festival, means something to you. So what you could do is File, Save As, add it to your resources folder. We'll call it Map with Key, save it. And like we just said, if you go back to Publisher, I want to insert a picture from my document. So go back to Component 3 folder, Map with Key, and insert it. Now, obviously, that doesn't fit. So what you might want to do is resize it using those tabs around the picture. But also, on this occasion, we probably want to twist it. So I know a lot of you in your planning did actually include quite humongous maps, which is fine. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Maybe put it there. Maybe I'm going to need a heading for map up the top. Let's do that while we're here. So draw a text box there. I want to include my particular font from before. So it was Yakin. Call it a map. Make it bigger. There we go. Obviously, I'll center that eventually. Then what you might do is go back into Paint or do a new one. And I want to include some of those symbols from before. So if you highlight that and then right click, no, not on this occasion. Actually, tell a lie, what we'll do, we'll have some of those symbols that you did use. Click outside of the box and then it makes this highlighted. We just want to include it like that. So now we've got saved a key for your map. So if you file, save as, we'll call it a map key. Save it, go back to the publisher works and insert it. Map key. There we go. And then you might want to include your text box to explain what each thing is. So let's just say, for example, the heart is food stall, etc. And you can work your way through creating your map key. Now, obviously, that map is a different angle to the rest of this, so you can still turn that round so that it's in line with what you're trying to create. And include that. A bit wonky, but you get the gist. And you can start creating the elements to the map. A map really probably will take up an entire section, but that's just one of the things that you could do as part of the map, especially if you put it into your planning and you said you was going to create that as part of your ideas log. But hopefully that kind of makes sense. Okay.